Aloha and welcome in. Welcome, soul family, soul ohana. I am Kapualani, and this is our timeless reading or timeless guidance for whenever you are seeing this. So I'm going to go ahead and just chime my tuning fork. We're going to have 3 chimes of the tuning fork. And if you'd like to take a moment to connect with your breath, gently closing your eyes, breathing in through the nose for a count of 4, holding it at the top for a count of 4, and exhaling for a count of 4. You're welcome to do so, and I recommend taking at least 3 to 4 deep, soothing inhalations and exhalations. And as you're doing that, I also invite you to set any goals or intentions that you would like to set for our time together. Just remembering this is a timeless reading. So whenever you're watching this, as always, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But let's go ahead and get started here. All right. So, as we go into the cards here, Spirit, what do we need to know? What do we need to know in this moment? Right away, we've got the Woman of Worlds showing up. I feel like when I see this energy, this would be similar to the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. And so you're thinking about your future. You may even be trying to hold space. I'm hearing this actually, though I wouldn't necessarily say this with the Mother of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, but in this particular image, obviously, what are you drawn to, right? What are you drawn to in this image? I'm drawn to that belly of, I'm hearing like, because of that preserver energy as well that this card indicates, preserving the future, planning for the future, gathering the necessary tools, resources, or at least being aware of what tools, resources, steps, and so forth are going to be necessary to have a long-term and stable foundation for your future, for yourself, for those future generations, and if you have children, obviously, for your children, your family, and so forth. I get this feeling also as I'm being drawn to this butterfly here of something in transformation, especially with, again, the pregnant belly. And so maybe if you're watching this, if you are pregnant or if you're thinking about becoming pregnant, and it may not even necessarily have to do with actual pregnancy, but it's about, again, just for a new life. You're in this mode of preparing, and then I'm hearing also Spirit saying you may be in something of a gestation sort of phase in terms of the changes that you're holding space for. 9 of Worlds, harvest. Yeah, so 9 of Worlds, we've got some Pentacles energies coming through, which is associated, of course, with those earth signs. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So if you happen to have any of those aspects in your chart, that could be also something significant to do with timing, or even a particular, earth-based zodiac sign around you, a person that's around you. But again, even with this 9 of Worlds, that full harvest moon, the different, the planets and all that sort of thing that we're seeing here, the squirrel swirling things away for the future. I really get this sense of also accomplishment. All right. These energies tell me that there is a level of self-fulfillment that either you are in, and this is a sign for you that to recognize that, to embrace that. Okay. I shared, I believe, and again, this is timeless, but this is just bringing me into the presence of this 9 of Pentacles. Because if you, follow my other, my Instagram account, and I'll be sharing it also to YouTube, of course, one of the cards that popped up in my short readings, that's like a minute and a half type thing, was the 9 of Worlds. And so if you're watching this, this is Spirit's way of telling you that you are doing well for yourself, because generally, right, with the 9 of Pentacles, that's one step away from that Woman of Worlds, the Queen of Pentacles, even the Empress. And now with these, it's going from that Queen of Pentacles into the 9 of Pentacles. There may be part of you that is preparing for some sort of shift, some sort of change, holding space. Again, again with this belly here, but I'm saying this because we're going from the Queen of Pentacles into the Nine of Pentacles. So it's like, not that you're taking a step down, but that based on these changes, there may be some shifts or changes that are going to be coming through financially or physically, all right? Whether that is actual with your physical body and health, in where you are living, in travel possibly, but I feel it's more about life changes, okay? Again, it could be financial, it could be materialistic, and it may seem, Spirit is saying, whatever changes that you are anticipating, even if it's a couple of months from now, a few months from now, or you're thinking about for next year, what may seem like a step back, it's actually, you're fine. You're going to be fine because you have plans for the future. So this puts you in a very, again, independent and comfortable space, and realizing and embracing that for now, the progress will happen slowly but surely. So continue to move forward with confidence in terms of your goals, your plans, what you are doing. I feel like it's also about, if you don't have a budget, if you didn't make plans, this is that time to do that. Create a budget. Make your plans for the changes that you are anticipating, that you're seeing, that you're calling in. All right. So Spirit, what else do we need to know? Wow. Okay. We got it. Look at that. Oh my goodness, we've got the learner, child of crystals, which crystals would represent swords in the traditional tarot. Child of crystals, and look at that, fortune in the center here. And also that man of cups, the surfer. And so I feel like there may be certain things that with this child of crystals, the page of crystals, be mindful to incoming opportunities and communications. I say that because of this fortune energy. Things will be, I feel like also, there may be something of a turn of fortune for you, things that are going to be giving you some space to grow and develop for the future. There's going to be positive movement. There may be some new experiences, new opportunities, new things to learn, that learner, maybe it's going to be in an industry or in a direction, communications. And if this is about love, for example, that you are inquiring about, it's a new way of, how should I put this? Not just seeing things, but communicating. So there's something to learn here in terms of how you were mentally processing things, information, communications between yourself and, again, if it's love relationship, in that way, learning a new way of self-expression is also what I'm getting. And listening. Listening is going to be key right now, okay? So whether it's love, career, finances, family, or health, this is going to be your opportunity. Also, I'm hearing to do your research. Be willing to be inquisitive. Be willing to be open to new ways of seeing things and doing things. Again, we're going to be in this space of learning, and that's where your gold, I'm hearing, the money and just not necessarily money, but the richness that's there for you. Okay. So this fortune card is, it's Wheel of Fortune energy. If I hadn't already kind of made that clear, I know I didn't say those exact words, but now we've got, just to honor it, the air energy here. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Those seasons or signs could be significant. Fortune, I believe it resonates and aligns with the fixed signs, of course. So we've got Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus. And then we're about to discuss this Man of Cups here a little bit, that water energy with Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And so I feel like as you do go into this learning phase, it is going to be a shift. There will be certain things where if you have had a certain pattern or a day to day, that may be also what you're looking at, is it's going to change your day to day habits and patterns, the way that you've been doing things and seeing things, maybe even certain people that you are engaging. It's going to shift. So if it's a job change, or if it's, going from single to being in a relationship or a pre-established relationship, and that's going to be seeing some changes in some way. This Father of Cups is saying, just get ready to surf those waves. And, it may be flat, like, the currents, the waves, it may be flat. So you're going to have to just wait for the waves to kind of kick in so that you can have that fun and enjoyment, that thrill is what I'm getting, especially if you're someone who's just been, okay, I've been working on things, I'm open to learning. But the other piece that I wanted to mention with this Man of Cups, this Father of Cups, the King of Cups, is, if you've been watching me and following, especially for quite some time, you may know that I tend to lean into the King of Cups as brave, having to be brave, having to really compartmentalize your emotions, not allowing for fears or doubts or insecurities to control you or stop you from going after what your heart desires, what your gut instinct is telling you, right? This King of Cups is pretty much, I don't want to say completely unfazed, but unfazed when it comes to jumping in head first. He's not just going to jump into things head first, like not looking or anything like that, but isn't afraid to do that deep dive. For whatever reason, I'm hearing that. Take that deep dive, and especially when things do get to changing. Because now I'm being drawn to this roller coaster. I don't know if you can see that here. It's a little bit, that roller coaster there, where it's like, okay, ups and downs, and we have the surfer. So you will be able to manage, okay, any new experiences. Again, if it's communicate, there's something to do, I feel, with processing information and as it deals with communication. So again, if it's learning about a new skill set or being open to that, not jumping to conclusions when it comes to listening to hearing what others have to say or other input, that sort of thing. But trusting and knowing that even if you are not experienced in it, you don't know exactly what you're doing, you have what it takes to figure it out. And it's kind of like a fake it till you make it sort of vibe that I'm getting, because fortune, especially in this position, it's working on your behalf. And generally speaking, when the wheel of fortune appears, it's going to work in your favor. So where things have been stuck, you're going to be seeing some movement. Where it's just been the same thing, it's going to shift. All right. And I'm feeling like, on a timing level, I feel like this could be weeks or months to come. It could be happening right now, again, just depending on where you're at and when you're seeing this, of course, okay? So, all right, Spirit, any other guidance information? The Star, I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this deck so much. And just as a note, because I know there's going to be at least one person that's probably going to want to know, this is my Voyager Tarot deck, okay, by James Wanless. You can find any or all of the decks that I use just as a note. You can find it in my profile. It's on my Amazon storefront where you can find these decks, okay? And anyway, back to the Star. I wanted to also just kind of say thank you to those who have purchased from my Amazon storefront, because that obviously it supports my journey, but it's not necessary, just to put it out there. But the Star energy, Aquarius energies, okay, I feel like this is saying, okay, and then this, sorry, they're having me slow down and tune in because there's something here with this bird that we have, and then this similar energy. I don't know if that's like a seagull, I believe, but they look this like the same bird, almost just in different states of flight. I'm pretty sure that it is actually. Okay, so it's like fishing for something, and like, I don't know, there's something here that's developing, and I'm hearing then, not to sound silly, but like make a wish upon a star. I feel like there's, okay, so I don't know why, but they're having me go to the gems here. So if you have a piece of jade or emerald, or if that, I feel like maybe you could work with those stones or crystals as part of manifestation work, if that's what if that speaks to you at all. Don't feel like you need to go out and buy that unless it really resonates for you. Don't worry about it, okay? So what else about this Star energy, which again is Aquarius energy, and we got a couple of Aquarius, a few. Oh, look at that, Ace of Cups. So, oh, this is such a beautiful, I love this deck so much. It's literally like one of my favorite decks, like ever, to be honest. But anyway, as I was saying, this Ace of Cups. So, all right, have hope, have faith. You will see and experience. There's going to be a new cycle. There's going to be cycles of fulfillment. This could be something that's not just heart fulfilling, but when we see the Ace of Cups, it does lean into love. It leads, and just that energy and essence of fulfillment. And now we have another, it's like a butterfly moth here. So there is some kind of a transformation that's taking place. All right. Make your wishes. Have hope and faith that you are on the right track. There are things that are evolving. Okay. There are like life in and of itself, as we know, right? I'm hearing like, you can't stop the flow of change, especially like when it's bigger than you, especially, right? So try your best, do your best to embrace that. And I'm hearing it again, and forgive me for the repetition, but it's like make a wish upon a star, focus on you, focus on the life, the dreams that you desire. Of course, not in this selfish way. And, I almost get this feeling, let me slow down and tune in because they're also showing me the traditional version of the star here. I just keep hearing it. They're like, make your wishes, make your wishes. As I am filming this, I mean, I'm sorry I didn't say this in the beginning, but happy New Year, like Chinese New Year, year of the snake that we have. And it is a new moon energy as I'm filming this. And this is a very potent and powerful new moon. So this is about calling in the new and really just being mindful not to be trying, like whether it's unintentionally just from pure focus or what, but whatever you have cycled out of, the lessons that you've learned, even like old relationships, you don't want to manifest that, right? So it's like call in, like through your affirmations, through your meditations and prayers. Even if you don't have like a picture in your mind, but just the qualities of what it is that you're calling in, and it's coming from the heart. So maybe when you are making your wishes, when you are like stating your affirmations, mantras, that sort of thing, that's where you can just kind of keep it open and just say, okay, universe, I'm calling in the people, places, and experiences that are in alignment with my highest, greatest good, my highest timeline, my highest state of joy and fulfillment, of wealth and abundance and prosperity, of good health, things of that nature is what I'm getting. Because these energies that we're seeing, I mean, look at them. They're just, I'm sorry, I'm just like so like these are just so gorgeous. And there's another butterfly. So there's this heart transformation, there's this consciousness transformation. There are new cycles for you to open up to, all right, new ways again of living, of experiencing things to learn. And so be open to that. Be open to learning those new ways of seeing things and of doing things. And again, remember, again, as I said earlier, with this surfer energy, the Man of Cups, you've got what it takes, all right, to get through and I'm seeing like charge forth toward your dreams. And remember that it's about the journey, not the destination, but the destination is a guiding post, right? It is like a vision board, something along those lines. And if that speaks to you, because I mean, the obviousness of these gorgeous cards with being very much like a collage, like they're these individual collages, right? Maybe think about that, whether you're doing this online with like, not to be all brand focused, but like Canva or your Pinterest or whatever it is, or if you actually do little cutouts and things and put it on an actual board or an actual book here. And so things are going to be blooming, they're going to be blossoming. You are moving into a time, I'm hearing, of self-expansion and renewal. This whole aspect of like, what are you birthing? What are you creating? You are creating the life of your dreams. It will take a bit of courage, will take, just kind of like maneuvering through the emotional highs and lows of things, but you are heading toward new beginnings nonetheless. Okay, so I didn't mention this as I normally do and should, but there will be a part 2 to this video for those who are new, who haven't been through one of these sessions with me before or seen any one of these before. But there will be a part 2 at kapualani.com/extension. And you can find the link to it in the description box below the comments. I will leave a link to that also in the comments. In the part 2, so first of all, I'm going to be pulling a card from my animal spirit deck here, and I'm just going to be getting some downloads and insights from that. But in the part 2, I will be opening up to the official guidebook so we can get that official guidance on what the meaning of that animal spirit energy is. I am also going to be, if you have a yes or no based question, doing some angel answer oracles to see what the angels have to say. And I'm enjoying working with these romance angels, so we're also going to pull a romance oracle. I may pull from another oracle as well in part 2, but we'll see. And just as a note, even if, and I say this all the time, so thanks for hanging in there with me, to my long-term OG subscribers, but this does not have to do with love if that's not something that's interesting to you, or yeah, sorry, I'm like fumbling on my words here. But as I was trying to say, with the romance angels, it can be a focus on just something in general. If it's your career, if it's your health, whatever the case may be, just try to work with the messages as examples for your own particular circumstances and situation, if that makes sense. Okay. And so, yes, there's going to be a part 2 to this, of course. We'll see what else is coming through in terms of timing, additional deeper guidance here, so forth, of course. And also, if you would like to schedule a personal session with me, I do offer both pre-recorded sessions as well as live sessions, starting from 15 minutes for the lives. Okay. And of course, that's at kapualani.com. And the other thing that I just want to add in, sorry about that, folks, is if you are not subscribed, it would mean the world to me, if this resonates with you, of course, to go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, because it helps, obviously, for my channel to grow. It's very much supportive to me on this path, but it also is a way of really locking in, deepening that connection to your frequencies when I do these readings. Okay, so our animal spirit, spider. I know, I feel like we've seen spider before, but not in a while. And so with spider, we're like weaving, right? We're weaving our creations. Everything's coming back to center with the spider energy, spider medicine. I'm just tuning in here. Okay, so there is something that's in the works. There is something, I feel like, with the communications being, I want to say, because there always is like a multitude of messages that sometimes like to come through all at once. And so one thing that I'm getting, just trying to stay with this in order, with the spider, is almost like this, not antenna, but like a satellite, because it's just kind of like opening up to receiving, things get caught in that web. So don't get caught up too much in your own web of creation, that you lose sight of the bigger picture. So be mindful of that grandmother spider energy, for those who resonate with that medicine. And I encourage you also, of course, I'm going to be, as I said earlier, looking at the Animal Spirit Guide book and reading from that to get our deeper insights in part 2. But go ahead and look that up as well with grandmother spider energy. I just keep getting a lot with creation, and I'm getting a lot also. I'm going back to and being drawn to this. Okay, this isn't necessarily meaning, obviously, but it's just the downloads that I'm getting. But that preserver energy with the Queen of Worlds, the Mother of Worlds, the Woman of Worlds, excuse me. But when that something gets caught up in the spider's web, they what is it? They don't just go ahead, and I'm sorry to sound so they don't go and just eat the prey that got caught in their web right away. I mean, maybe some of them do, but for the most part, right, what you think about is they spin their threads around the creature, whatever it is, the insect that got caught, and you know what I mean. And it's something like where you're not just saving it for later, but I'm getting this whole essence of I don't know. I'm just sorry. They just have me in all these different directions with that web of creation. Really, it's a web of creation that I'm present to more than anything. So thank you guys for bearing with me on those downloads. Again, if you would like to join me in part 2, I would love to have you. Kapualani.com/extensions, or again, check out the links below. But thank you so much. I'm going to just quickly close this out with a single chime, and I will see you in part 2. So thank you so much for being here. Till next time.